It's Tallulah and this is my vlog. Don't you caught me there, I was just remembering, you know that childhood game, you have that bit of paper and you do the 4-bit. Anyway, I just suddenly remembered that. I thought it's quite nice to suddenly be transposed. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if you do, you'll know that was quite difficult to make the 4 corners go and used to do the colours and which boy you may have fancied, darling. Anyway, it's bringing me back childhood dreams. Anyway, bonjour Lulu. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first day of peace you may have had for a very long time. Yes, indeed, the American elections are over. C'est fini, c'est terminé, c'est terminato, c'est yesterday's news, darling, quite literally. Thank goodness. If anyone is living in America, you will know, well, obviously there's probably a lot of still pundit chat now about what happened yesterday, but basically we have been inundated for months. The entire year has been taken up by the election. And so I would like to dedicate this episode to peace, whichever side of the fence you may have been on in this election, and I'm not judging you either way. I'm just suggesting that you go out of your way to meet somebody that perhaps did not vote as you did yesterday, and have a little celebration, peaceful baguette sandwich picnic. Now, why the baguette? I shall tell you immediately. The baguette's very long, it's quite sturdy, it's quite robust. Now, you put anything you'd like in the baguette and then you just basically recreate Lady and the Tramp. Obviously, there's the baguette, not the spaghetti. But imagine Holster voted other than me. She would take one side of the baguette in her mouth and I would take the other, and we would just munch. I mean, you may have to have it held up at some point because obviously you can't eat the entire half baguette without breathing. I mean, you need to swallow, you can't just that's quite nice to go it's a bit like a termite. Gosh, I wonder if the termites ever stop from eating all that wood. Anyway, but you're going at it, and you both, at the end of the day, you can't help but laugh and have a good little giggle together, darling. And at the end of the day, one should be considerate, tolerant of one another, and able to share a sandwich together, because and here's an idea post-sandwich of doing a little joint entertainment, like maybe singing that song, Imagine There's a Country, do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm not a singer. I mean, I can sing when pushed. I have sung, thanks very much. I was in the cabaret last year. I sang to aplomb. But it might not be the thing that gets me, recognition. I think, honestly, if you're asking me, Nobel Peace Prize is my bag. But anyway, when pushed, I can bang out a song. So I suggest, anyway, you maybe sing Imagine There's a Country, or like something about the world goes round, or love makes the world go round. I mean, I'm not suggesting you just throw it all to the dogs and become a hippie. I'm suggesting for a few moments you release weapons, you look at your fellow man or woman, and you just have a peaceful meal together. I think literally, if a lot of warring people, I mean, and somebody did that, World War I, on Christmas Day, they released their weapons, and the English people and the Germans, they played a game of football. I mean, they had to go back to fighting the day after. There's a very lovely film about that called Joyeux Noël. But anyway, so it's very true. In fact, my dad's teacher at school was there, part of the football game. Anyway, so if they can do it, darling, we should all try to do it. Instead of shouting till we're red in the face, it's never a good look anyway. And let's have a little bit of a peace. And if you're concerned that the conversation may get unruly, I suggest whispering, because it's very hard to get very irate through a whisper. And if that doesn't work, just mime. Very hard to get very irate when you're miming, especially if you're in front of somebody who's not very good at miming. It's more funny than angry. Anyway, so there we go. That's my peaceful sandwich for today. May you go forth in peace. Bon appétit. Et voilà, Tallulah.